Construction laborers are skilled workers who do much of the physically demanding labor at all kinds of construction projects, from excavation to building and demolition. Construction laborers use a variety of hand and power tools to hammer, lift, saw, and measure materials. Depending on the specialty of their employer, laborers might prepare a work site, dig trenches, mix and place concrete, or even work with hazardous materials or explosives. Cleanup is usually in the job description. In different phases of construction, laborers assist other trades workers and may need to interpret plans or specifications to set work priorities. They may also direct traffic around a work area to keep other workers safe. But all construction laborers can expect to do repetitive, physically demanding work with noise, fumes, and dangers that require safety gear, such as hard hats, gloves, face masks, ear protectors, and eyewear. Some employers require a high school diploma, but related work experience, strength, reliability, and safety are often more important to getting hired in this field.
Behind every light switch or electrical outlet, there's an electrician who made it work. Almost every building has an electrical power, communications, lighting, or control system that electricians and helpers installed when the building was constructed and maintained afterwards. For new construction, electricians read diagrams that show the planned location of circuits, outlets, and other equipment to guide their work. They use hand and power tools to run wiring through walls and protect it. They also test equipment and materials to find problems and ensure components work properly. Maintenance means first finding the problem, then accessing it for repairs. Electricians must carefully follow building regulations to ensure safety, especially when directing or training other workers. Electrician helpers carry materials and tools, cut and bend wire and conduit, use tools to repair and maintain wiring, and clean work areas and equipment. These workers keep full-time hours, sometimes evenings and weekends, working indoors and outdoors in homes, businesses, and construction sites. Most work for electrical and other wiring contractors. Work can require long periods of standing and kneeling, sometimes in cramped spaces. Most electricians learn their trade in a 4- or 5-year apprenticeship program that combines technical training and paid-on-the-job training. Most states require a license. Electrician helpers usually need a high school diploma or equivalent and are trained on the job. Electricians and electrician helpers literally help the United States keep the lights on.
Whether at work or at home, we depend on heating, air conditioning, and refrigeration mechanics and installers called HVACR technicians to keep indoor air clean and comfortable in all seasons. HVACR technicians install electrical wiring and connect fuel and water supply lines to create climate control systems. They also connect systems to air ducts and install controls for customers to set temperature and humidity levels. Some HVACR technicians specialize in areas such as commercial refrigeration or solar panels. Following government regulations is critical for installation and repairs, including proper handling and disposal of fluids and pressurized gases, and recycling or conservation of refrigerants. HVACR technicians work at times in thorny conditions. They have one of the highest rates of injuries due to electrical shock, burns, muscle strains, and injuries from heavy equipment. They often work in cramped spaces, sometimes in high heat or deep cold. Most technicians work for construction contractors on systems in homes, schools, hospitals, stores, or office buildings. Working full-time is typical, with occasional evening or weekend shifts. During peak seasons, they often work overtime or irregular hours. As systems become increasingly complex, employers generally prefer applicants with a certificate or related associate's degree, or those who have completed an apprenticeship. Workers may need to pass a background check. Some locations require HVACR technicians to be licensed.
Plumbers, pipefitters, and steam fitters keep civilization in running water, sanitation, and heat for comfort and cleaning. Plumbers, pipe fitters, and steam fitters install and repair pipe systems to transport water, chemicals, and waste. They use saws to make holes in floors and walls, and pipe cutters to size pipe accurately. Plumbers work on water, drainage, and gas pipes in homes and businesses. They also install plumbing fixtures and appliances. They rescue homeowners from leaks, clogged drains, and malfunctioning septic systems. Pipe fitters install and repair pipes that carry chemicals, acids, and gases, usually in power plants and industrial settings. Some install fire sprinkler systems. Steam fitters install pipe systems that move steam under high pressure. Most work at college campus facilities and natural gas power plants. With high rates of injury on the job, precautions must be taken with common tasks such as lifting heavy materials, handling tools, and climbing ladders. Work schedules are full-time and may include nights, weekends, and emergency calls. A 4 to 5 year apprenticeship is typically required, combining paid on-the-job training with classroom study. A license is generally required for plumbers, and some states license pipe fitters and gas line workers. Helpers assist experienced trades professionals, haul tools and materials, and clean work areas. They typically have a high school education and learn on the job.
Watching paint dry may be famously boring, but putting on a fresh coat can bring a dull space to life. Painters apply paint and stain to bring a new look and weather protection to surfaces of homes, buildings, and other structures. Painters uncover the original surface and even out any imperfections before applying primer or sealant. To protect adjacent surfaces, painters tape them off or cover them with tarps. Only after careful preparation do they paint, using hand brushes, rollers, or sprayers. Industrial painters work on bridges, oil rigs, and tall buildings. They may operate sandblasters to remove old coatings and work from scaffolding or suspended by cables from harnesses. Artisan painters use special techniques to create unique finishes. Helpers haul materials and tools, clean work areas and equipment, and perform other basic tasks as assigned. Painters typically work both indoors and outdoors, spending the day climbing, bending, kneeling, and reaching. They have one of the highest rates of injuries and illnesses of all occupations. Falls from ladders, muscle strains from lifting, and exposure to irritants such as drywall dust are common risks. Protective eyewear and clothing is worn when needed. Most painters work full-time, many are self-employed. There's no education requirement, and most painters learn on the job. Some learn the trade through a 3 or 4 year apprenticeship that combines paid work experience with more formal training.
Welders, cutters, solderers, and brazers use handheld or remotely controlled equipment to join or cut metal parts or to smooth surfaces. These workers study sketches and specifications to understand the full picture of the structure and materials before they start their work. Welders and cutters' tools use high heat to soften the material. Welders use these tools to join metal in a wide variety of industries, from car racing and manufacturing to steel beam construction. Cutters cut and trim metal objects or dismantle large objects such as ships and railroad cars. Work may be outdoors on a scaffold or high platform, or indoors in confined areas. Bending, stooping, and heavy lifting are common. Soldering and brazing workers use molten metal to join two pieces of metal. Soldering involves precision tasks such as forming joins in electronic circuit boards, while brazing uses metals at higher temperatures to, for example, apply coatings to parts for protection against wear and corrosion. Other workers in this field manage machines or robots that perform welding, brazing, soldering, or heat treating tasks. These workers may also operate laser cutters or laser beam machines. Hazards include very hot materials and the intense light created by the arc. While employers are required to provide safely ventilated areas, these workers typically wear safety equipment to prevent injuries. Most positions are full-time. Evenings, weekends, and overtime hours are common. High school education, along with technical and on-the-job training, is typically required to enter these fields. a certification or other skill credential is attractive to employers.
Dental assistants help make dentists more efficient and patients more comfortable. They perform a blend of direct patient care and administrative duties. Dental assistants prepare the dental exam room, sterilizing and setting up equipment. During appointments, dental assistants may take x-rays, hand dentists instruments, keep patients' mouths dry, and teach patients about proper oral hygiene. On the administrative side, they maintain patient records, schedule appointments, and work with patients on billing and payment. Essential skills for dental assistants include detail orientation, finger dexterity, listening, and organization. Almost all dental assistants work in dentists' offices. They wear safety glasses, surgical masks, and gloves, and follow safety procedures to protect themselves and patients. About 1/3 of dental assistants work part-time. Some work evenings or weekends. Requirements to enter the field differ. Some states require graduation from an accredited program and licensure or certification. Other states have no formal educational requirements, and assistants learn their duties on the job.
If you have donated blood or had it drawn for medical tests, you have met a phlebotomist. Phlebotomists draw blood for tests, transfusions, research, or blood donations. They talk with patients and donors to calm them and help patients recover if needed. Phlebotomists also keep detailed records. They confirm a patient or donor's identity, label drawn blood for testing or processing, and enter patient information into a database. They assemble and maintain medical instruments such as needles, test tubes, and blood vials. To avoid causing infection or other complications, phlebotomists must keep their work area and instruments clean and sanitary. Patients appreciate a successful first attempt when having their blood drawn, so phlebotomists work skillfully to maintain patients' comfort and confidence. Phlebotomists work mainly in hospitals, medical and diagnostic laboratories, blood donor centers, and doctors' offices. Most phlebotomists work full-time and may work on nights, weekends, and holidays depending on the setting. Most phlebotomists take a short technical training program and then test to become certified. Phlebotomists must be certified to work in some states.